he's playing one of mine. Quite a few of them are mine, the older ones. Divine, isn't it?
Shh.
Oh, you're bound to win anyway. He's really very musical. For a time he was learning the piano until he... Such a shame. Well, music has charms, I suppose, to soothe the savage beast. Is it breast or beast? Poor Richard. He's really frightfully talented. Such an awful waste of a life.
Heart.
Yes. Oh.
Top.
He's getting worse, you know. He isn't getting any better. I just wish he'd talk to me. He follows me from room to room, checking on what I'm doing, watching, getting in the way like a child, you know. I mean, naturally I talk to him, but he says hardly a word. It's like talking to myself.
One down. Bad luck.
Oh, Bertie, what happened?
Nothing happened. It was the distribution.
All I had was the ace of spades. 5 points in all.
You could have made the 9.
Which 9?
The 9 of clubs.
Oh, well.
You've had much better cards than us tonight, anyway. It must be the way we're sitting. East and west. It should be north and south.
Rubbish.
Oh. There he is. Not wearing his jersey. Well, you can't tell him. I mean, he's quite... completely impervious.
What's he doing?
Watering the bushes, I shouldn't wonder.
Well, it's January.
He thinks the bathroom's bugged.
No, he doesn't, Bertie. He uses the downstairs toilet. Shall we have something to eat? I think it's a good time to have a break. I might get lucky after a break. I've had such grisly cards. Now then, more wine. Bill, Meg, Gilbert.
I thought Richard was all right now. I mean, when he got back after the breakdown.
No, we had to send him away again.
No, you never told us.
No, well, I'm telling you now in case,
What?
Well, in case he comes to see you.
In Coulston?
No. No, here, tonight.
Do you mean he had another relapse? When was this?
6 months ago. We still have a problem.
Well, you are a doctor, Gilbert. I mean, surely you... Isn't there anything you can do? Some drug or something?
Oh, we've done all we can. I'm a GP, not a psychiatrist. Well, it's no use asking a physician to heal himself or his family. We leave that to the experts. It seems there's no real cure. Guilt, anxiety, depression, despair. Oh, we have it all. We do. More than him, I think. And anger.
It's like living on a volcano.
Oh, rot. He's only a danger to himself.
But Bertie, he hit you the other day.
Did he?
Yes, well, yes, it was quite unexpected and unprovoked. Well, I was driving the car. He was sitting in the back seat and never sits in the front. Just the two of us on an outing to the club and, well, I turned round to reverse the car to see if anything was behind him. Boom. Hit my head. Curious.
You'd said nothing too upsetting.
Oh, no, nothing. Well, most of the time he's in another world. Perhaps a sudden movement seemed like an act of aggression.
Ah, he was protecting himself from some imagined threat.
Who knows? You know, he's not really out of his mind. He's in it. He exists inside himself. We're not all there, not him.
Does he still hear voices?
Or does he, Evie? You're with him all day. I hardly see him.
Well, he says someone talks to him. I think it's another man. He certainly talks to himself. He said, how can a voice be an illness? I'll go and get some sausages.
Mental illness. That's all it is. Chemical imbalance in the brain, too much dopamine. That's a chemical messenger. All his wires get crossed and confused. Dopey. Yes, that's what it is. Dopamine, dopey.
Tea? Oh, bugger!
Shall I?
What an odd thing to say.
You see that TV programme about Montgomery and Alamein? You never met him, did you?
No, I was nowhere near him. I was in another part of the desert.
It all seems so long ago, the war. I can hardly believe that Bill once bombed Berlin.
More than once.
And you were once a desert rat. Doesn't it ever bother you that you killed people? Bill must have killed hundreds, and I suppose you shot one or two in North Africa.
Yes, I was a gunner.
He got the MC for it.
Well, there you are, then. You killed people. Isn't it strange? It's Richard. Hello, Richard. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. I'm very well.
Oh, good.
And how are you? You don't look any older than you did the last time we met.
Oh, thank you.
Well, neither of you. I am sorry we haven't met sooner. It must be, it must be over a year since
If you want some supper, Richard, you'll find it in the kitchen.
Are you winning?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh, well, that's good. Where do you find a tortoise with no legs?
I don't know. Where do you find a tortoise with no legs?
Exactly where you left it.
Very good, Richard.
There was once this, Bishop of Birmingham.
Is there anything you want, Richard? It's better if you ignore him.
He's really quite a card.
He doesn't look at all well. Oh, he used to be such a sweet little boy.
What were you saying about the war? Oh, yes. Well, we were soldiers after all. Paid assassins. That was our duty, a necessary evil. Kill or be killed, or run away. There was really no alternative.
It would have bothered you if I'd been killed.
I'd have been a very merry widow. Which of you was captured first?
Oh, Gilbert, a year before me, isn't that so?
And you never met until you joined the tennis club.
It was a very big war, Margaret, my own, and though we didn't see much of it after we were captured, I saw quite enough, thank you, to last me a lifetime.
What are you talking about?
The war.
Which war?
The second.
Yes, it must be 35 years this summer since we first met.
Is it now? Fancy that. And who won Wimbledon that year?
Patty and Bruff. And Evie and I lost the Surrey doubles. Gosh, and when we married you.
Is it? Well, I very much doubt that. You don't want to listen to him. As a matter of fact, it's well over a year since I last met you. Well over. I wonder if you are aware that in the interim, a person, tried to have me forcibly detained in a mental hospital. Well, it was very alarming, as I am not, and I have never been mentally ill. Dr. Cox signed an authorization falsely declaring he'd examined me and concluded I should be detained in a mental hospital for 72 hours. Well, you can imagine my despondency. Dr. Cox, well, he last examined me 6 years ago in connection with an itch. Nonetheless, I was taken to Mordan Hospital. No, compulsion would have been used had I not complied, and I would have been incarcerated for 28 days. That's Section 2 of the Mental Health Act. They kept asking me why I thought I was there. Well, naturally, I never replied. But one of them, Well, he questioned me about my sex life. Well, he was disgusting. In my honest opinion, most of the doctors and nurses were more in need of psychiatric help than me. Well, nobody questions Julie. Nobody asks what she and
Richard.
I shall write to you. I've already done so to several people in the know, on TV and in the house. Well, the situation is most disturbing. And he's responsible.
Richard boy, I think your mother has some other food in the kitchen. Sausages, I believe.
Sausages? Well, you can't believe a word he says, I assure you. What are you playing at? Is this a game? I hope you're also not mixed up in this duplicity. Dear. I hope this isn't another one of his little tricks. The things he does.
Look! Richard! There's nothing the matter with the cards. I suggest you go to the kitchen and ask your mother for some
Don't take me! Please! I won't go. I won't put up with it. Don't you start! I won't let you bite my head off!
Richard, what are you doing here? Oh, darling. Oh.
I just came in to say good night. Sister?
Oh, Richard.
Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Norton. I advise you not to stay too long. This house is... It's full of deception. You be careful. And you take everything he says with a pinch of salt. Good night. Good night. All except one. They're not sausages.
What did you say to him?
I said nothing. It seems everything I say is misinterpreted. Well, now you see what he's like, huh? Well, no harm's been done. I'll soon get all this cleared away. And some fresh cards. Yes, there's plenty of them around.
How beastly for you. Such a problem. Is there nothing you can do?
Oh, yes, several things. None of them nice. No, we soldier on. You know, 1 in 100 of the population suffers to some degree sometime during their life.
How dreadful.
She's a bit worse than last time, Gilbert. More